So I am directing Pericles in the Thomas Theater. We have been on our set from day one, rehearsing on our set, which is the most amazing gift in the world, and the only time in my professional career that this has ever been true. So very, very, very exciting, and a splendid, again, a splendid cast. I think really wonderful in it. We're having a great time making it. You know, one of the things I love about Pericles, if you spend a lot of your time in Shakespeare's plays, and I do, it's great to make a Shakespeare play where you are disencumbered from the burden of expectation, you know? Because if you make a Hamlet, if you make an R&J, if you make a Much Ado, it is, you know, you are grappling with ghosts, either of imagining other people's expectations of it, or those for yourself from productions you've seen, admired, maybe didn't admire, but it's so much, you know that many in your audience are going to be conversant in what the play is. What's great about that, if you're making one of those plays, is even if you get something totally wrong, the audience knows what it's supposed to be anyway, and can move on to the next thing, and that's a great thing. And I remind the company all the time with Pericles, these guys get one shot. The vast majority do not know this play, so the clarity of the storytelling has to be impeccable. We just have to get it told in one. So, as many of you, or some of you may know, the scholarship around Pericles largely states that the first two acts are not by Shakespeare, or perhaps written by Shakespeare and a contemporary, and that from Act 3, Scene 1 forward, we see more of Shakespeare's hand in this play. I'm almost alone in the universe in believing that Shakespeare wrote the whole thing, because it actually makes sense to me. Much of the criticism of the first two acts of the play are that they're rather two-dimensional, that they're flat, it's more cardboard cutout. But the play itself is a kind of allegory. It lives in this world. And my personal prejudice, and in any event, the way we're building the production, is with an idea that the play is two-dimensional and rather unsophisticated because Pericles himself is a young man. He's early in his own journey. And as Pericles suffers loss and matures through the play itself deepens and thickens and becomes more dimensional. It is a profound play to me. It doesn't surprise me that it's one of Shakespeare's last plays. I think it's a playwright at the top of his formidable gifts. I think the play it's almost like the making of a mandala. It's a life lived. And we track this journey. And I think if we do it right, we understand it. We receive it as a life lived. There's more space in this Shakespeare play than in almost any that I've worked on before, either as an actor or as a director. And I love that space in it. And I love being in the room with extraordinary artists wrestling with what happens in the spaces in that play. And where the first line of the play is Gower, who is sort of our storyteller in the play, kind of a chorus. And the first line of the play is to sing a song that old was sung. And we've sort of taken that at its word and placed Gower in a sort of troubadour tradition. Jack Herrick, who is one of the Red Clay Ramblers, if anybody knows that string band, is the composer for the piece. And he's made a beautiful, it's filled with song, it's filled with music, and very much in this idea of the troubadour tradition, a twice-told tale, an oft-told tale, a tale that's passed on through generations. Gower tells us lords and ladies in their lives have used it for restoratives. And it's probably important to note that this play, Pericles, reopened the globe after the plague years. And I think you could read the play through that lens. And it's a profound journey seen through that lens. And indeed was the first play to reopen theaters at the cusp of the Restoration. And again, something that makes very good sense, knowing the play.
I do just want to say that in my role as associate on Pericles is to really support and reinforce Joe's vision, and he played it real cool on the live music, and I have to tell you, this is a stunning stunning feature of our production is the live music. Not only do people not think Shakespeare wrote Pericles, people certainly don't think of Pericles as a musical play. And I think when you see it, the music really elevates it to just a really higher status of an emotional plane.
With the chicken riddle, big fish eat the little, that's the fisherman's philosophy. With the pig and fiddle, there's fish on the griddle, swear it all came out of the sea. With the pig and riddle, big fish eat the little, that's your fate, you lower how you breathe.
And we didn't get any of the musical theater actors because they're all over in Guys and Dolls. But let me tell you, we have a stellar company of musicians and vocalists, and it's really, really quite stunning.